understanding is Hasbro is no longer making movies. If anyone buys the rights to G.I. Joe and the Transformers, what direction do you think they should take the franchise? I don't know what you're referring to. Like, I don't know if you read an article. I have not read that article. I have not heard this specific thing. I'll just go on the G.I. Joes. If I were to do a G.I. Joe movie, I mean, I would go back to classic 80s because that's the G.I. Joes that I know. And the appeal of G.I. Joes were these very specific, lively characters. And so you get Duke and you get Snake Eyes and you get the classic lineup doing as much as you can, true to that characterization. And then likewise, you have all of these great, lively Cobra characters. And you do a classic G.I. Joe. And you lean into all of it. The fear that they always have is that, real American heroes, that alienating for the rest of the world. I don't know, but you're Hollywood. Make a movie for your country that you're in, and budget it appropriately. If you don't think it'll make $1 billion globally, then don't spend $250 million on it. If you think it's going to make all its money in the U.S., budget it for that purpose, but do a faithful version of it. The trick with G.I. Joe is how do you get the tone right? How do you do kind of these lively characters that, dress up and all this different stuff while being thrilling, but being for kids, but for being grown-ups? And so you just try and find that right space. And I would, it's kind of maybe a weird pick for it, but I don't know, even the answer I'm about to give feels like an odd one because where things went, but like you go for the kind of the tone of the Mummy movies from 25 years ago, Brendan Fraser, that they're a little bit silly, but they're fun and they can be a little bit scary, but they're like great entry level horror for that reason. They're a little bit edgy, but not a lot. Now that's the same director they got to do G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra, and they went off in this horrible direction with the story, and they got it all wrong in the adaptation. So it's kind of funny that I picked that as my example because that guy took it in the wrong direction. But you want to get that, if you find that tone, that's the trick. And that's where people say, oh, just do this, just do this. How do you get the tone right? And I mean, I think you kind of create a scenario where they're putting together the team for G.I. Joe. This new terrorist threat, Cobra, emerges with this lively threat. So G.I. Joe is forward, and you've got Duke has to recruit a team of people with a bunch of different skill sets to overcome this emerging threat. And G.I. Joe is formed. So why do we have all these quirky different people? Because we need real American heroes that have something unique to bring to the table, and you make a story that even kind of is celebrating your uniqueness and all your different skill sets while being about shooting guns at Cobra and taking out terrorists and things like that. But I'd be like, form G.I. Joe is the premise of it. And that's why we have the eclectic group, and we're always trying to recruit new talent, the people that bring something to the table and what they have. And it goes back to the original toys and why they're unique and what they bring, like all that stuff is what my pitch would be. But the tone, and I don't know how you say the tone with something like that. Maybe if I sat down and went through enough movies, I could be like, that's the movie right there. They talk about making like a sizzle reel for movies where they don't know, like we don't have a script yet, but here's the vibe. And you cut together footage from a bunch of trailers and footage from different movies that are the right vibe. And that's what you want it like. Well, I don't know what my sizzle reel exactly would be, but that's the key, I think, really. That's what I would do, bring the team together, but I don't know what my sizzle reel exactly is of what that tone is. Most of these clips are pulled from my Patreon live streams. I do about 6 live streams every single month for $2 per month, $20 per year. You can get access to all the exclusive videos and live streams for $5 per month. You get your name on my end card. At the top tier, you get a 30-minute video chat with me each month. The link down below in the description has more information.